The Daily Life of the Arrogant Brother and the Female President. Chapter 1 Accidentally Wearing a Book. Tang Xinian rubbed his eyes, and when he opened them, he found himself standing on a strange street in an ancient town. The NPC pedestrians in front of him cast surprised glances at him, as if he was an important character. Oh? Why did I wear a book? Tang Xinian said to himself, raising his eyebrows. He looked down and saw that a plot mission prompt appeared in his hand, as the villain of Long Aotian, conquer the world and slap the heroine in the face. Tang Xinian smiled. Now he was free, he no longer had to be disciplined by his sister, he could be arrogant. He took a step, stepped on the NPC in high spirits, and began to run rampant in the world of the book. The taverns, chambers of commerce, and colleges in the town are all stages for his arrogant behavior. Chapter 2 The Female President's Book Wearing. However, just when Tang Xinian was secretly proud, a familiar figure appeared in the distance, Tang Xinian's sister, Tang Zilan. She stood at the door of a dilapidated theater, her eyebrows and eyes carrying a capable and cold air, but her smile gradually stiffened. This can't be. I'm wearing it. Tang Zilan whispered to herself. As a person on the 18th line, her career was completely at a low point, all investments failed, and even the employees disliked her for not knowing how to operate. She raised her hand to tidy up her suit, her eyes resolute. So what about the trough? I want to revitalize the film and television company. Tang Xinian's eyes widened, and he secretly screamed in his heart that it was not good. The arrogant days he thought he could sit back and relax might be over. Chapter 3 The younger brother's arrogance begins to appear. Tang Xinian quickly swept the town with his Long Aotian skills. Whether it was a martial arts competition, a struggle in the Chamber of Commerce, or a small follower sent by the heroine, he could easily crush it. Humph, such a simple plot, some people actually dislike me for not being a villain. Tang Xinian laughed heartily. Tang Zilan accidentally saw her brother's arrogant behavior through the surveillance camera, frowned, and her heart sounded like an alarm. I dare to be a villain at a young age, and if I don't fight for 3 days, my views will be completely crooked. This brother has to be taken care of. Chapter 4 The First Crisis of the Film and Television Company. Tang Zilan decided to save the company from the brink of bankruptcy. She stepped into the old office, her eyes cold sweeping over the dusty documents on the table. Starting today, the company restructuring plan has been launched. She began to gather employees, hold small auditions, reinvest in film and television scripts, and learn marketing. Unexpectedly, Tang Xinian broke into the company and rewrote the bad script that was originally going to be filmed into a villain drama of the Invincible Dragon, with the protagonist himself. Sister, look at my scene, the audience will definitely love it to death. Tang Xinian danced and danced. Tang Zilan's eyes widened and she took a deep breath. Is this film and television creativity, or is it a disaster for the company? Chapter 5 Fantasy Filming Site. The filming scene became more and more bizarre. Tang Xinian's Dragon Aotian skill directly affected the real scene, and suddenly fire-breathing dragons, floating castles, holographic special effects and real monsters appeared on the stage. The director exclaimed, "This? How did you shoot this?" Tang Zilan frowned silently. She found that her brother was not only arrogant, but also intensified, and had begun to dominate the scene. However, the audience's response was unexpectedly enthusiastic, the box office skyrocketed, and online discussions went crazy. Tang Zilan had to admit that this little Dragon Aotian brother, although foolish, was very attractive. Chapter 6 The Arrogant Evolution of the Younger Brother. Tang Xinian became more and more presumptuous. He even secretly revised the script and upgraded his sister's role from 18 line A to the secret helper of the strongest female CEO, allowing her to increase her role in the play. Sister, look, you also have an aura so that you can do it. Tang Xinian smiled arrogantly and proudly. Tang Zilan was depressed, but helpless. This younger brother not only influenced the real world, but also increased his popularity in the play. underscore 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 un. Chapter 7: The earth-shaking strategic battle between the brothers. Within the film and television company, Tang Zilan and Tang Zinian continue to confront each other. The sister seeks realistic management, while the younger brother uses long AOTN skills to break the rules and create bright spots. The fierce strategic battle between the two triggered a chain effect. Actors rebelled, the crew exploded in popularity, and funds fluctuated significantly. Brother, if you mess around like this, you will ruin the company. Tang Zilan roared. Sister, you are too conservative, how can you let the audience see the real light? Tang Zinian waved his hand to summon a flying seat and looked down on the battlefield from the air, arrogant and staggering. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 8: The fantasy world and reality are intertwined. As filming progresses, elements of the fantasy world gradually invade reality. The dragon hovers over the set, but does not attack, only bringing a shocking effect. Translucent light and shadow symbols appear on the actor's body, symbolizing the influence of his younger brother Long Aotian's skills. When the crew members accidentally touch the fantasy props, they will hear their younger brother's arrogant narration, adding to the joy of the scene. Tang Zilan looked at the scene and couldn't help but smile. Perhaps, this brother's arrogance also has its value. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 9: The villainous charm of the younger brother. As the plot progresses, Tang Zinian's villain image gradually becomes deeply rooted in the hearts of the people. He used arrogant tactics to defeat waves of enemies in the play, but he did not lose his sense of humor. The support for the sister in the plot hides warmth, which makes the audience love and hate. In reality, he occasionally secretly helps his sister solve difficult problems, showing an invincible gentle side. Tang Zilan finally admitted, although my brother is arrogant, he is really incredible. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 10: Bizarre Wearing Books. In the end, due to the brothers' creativity and the sisters' steady management, the film and television company took a two-pronged approach. The box office reached a new high, and the brand value increased significantly. Tang Zinian is still arrogant, but he has learned to follow the rules when necessary, and his sister has become more flexible and tolerant of his younger brother's whimsical ideas. On a twinkling night, the siblings stood on the top floor of the company overlooking the city lights. What if you are young and arrogant? The important thing is that together we have created our own world. Tang Zilan smiled. Sister, if you don't play for 3 days, all 3 views are crooked? Forget it, I just want to cooperate with you now. Tang Zinian waved his hand to summon a piece of light and shadow, symbolizing their fantasy alliance. Chapter 11: The Surprise of the Space-Time Rift. Tang Zinian was debugging the latest character design with holographic special effects in the audition hall when suddenly slightly distorted light waves appeared in the air. Hey? This is a rift in time and space. Tang Zinian raised his eyebrows and walked towards the crack excitedly. Tang Zilan followed closely, frowning. Brother, don't touch it. However, the crack instantly sucked in the two of them, and the entire company and surrounding streets disappeared in an instant, replaced by a floating city. The sky swirled like a rainbow, buildings floated in mid-air, and rivers flowed back into the sky. Tang Zinian couldn't help but shout, Sister, this feels like Long Aotian's copy has been opened. Come and see. Tang Zilan glared at him, secretly thinking in her heart, this bizarre environment may be the best material for replanning film and television dramas. The two stepped onto the floating streets and found that the residents were all NPCs, but each NPC had strange abilities. Some could control the weather with laughter, some could pry buildings with dance steps, and some could change the colors of the entire city with their eyes. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 12: The Challenge of Strange NPCs. Naturally, Tang Zinian will not miss the Long Aotian opportunity. He began to challenge various NPCs and try to seize their abilities. Look at my arrogant Dafa. With a wave of his hand, he absorbed an NPC ability that allowed him to manipulate a small volcano with his fingers. Tang Zilan was watching her brother's behavior from the side, secretly anxious in her heart. Brother, don't destroy the entire world order. However, the younger brother doesn't care and even draws her into a suspended maze with talking stones, dancing water droplets, and a transparent castle hanging in the air. Tang Zilan calmly analyzed the behavior patterns of NPCs, and Tang Zinian used creativity and arrogance to solve traps. It seems that you can only rely on me, brother. Tang Zilan smiled slightly. Humph, sister, don't forget, this is my copy. The corners of Tang Xinian's mouth rose, but a hint of approval flashed in his eyes. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 13 New Inspiration for Creative Film and Television. After escaping from the maze, the two accidentally discovered a floating library, each of which was the prototype of future film and television dramas. Tang Zilan flipped through it excitedly. If these scripts are made into real film and television, they will definitely be able to subvert the market. Tang Xinian couldn't help but interject, sister, I'll rewrite the characters and upgrade the villains to arrogant and invincible. So, the two siblings began to combine creativity and skills in this fantasy world. Tang Zilan focuses on script structure, character setting and market planning. Tang Xinian used long AOTN skills to test the audience's psychology and adjust the special effects and climax scenes. The cooperation between the two not only makes film and television dramas full of fantasy light and shadow, but also makes the relationship between sisters and brothers closer. The arrogant brother finally learns to respect his sister's wisdom, and the sister also learns to appreciate his brother's creativity and courage. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 14 The Bizarre Premiere Night. After returning to the real world, the new film and television dramas launched by the company quickly detonated the topic. Holographic special effects and fantasy elements were unprecedented, and the audience was dizzying. Premiere night, on the red carpet. Tang Zilan is dignified and confident, holding the latest script in her hand, and her aura is full like a female president. Tang Xinian wore a floating cloak and held a scepter that could breathe fire, full of arrogance, and became the focus of the audience. The media filmed wildly, the audience screamed, and the image of the two formed a wonderful combination of female CEO steady and arrogant dragon Aotian. Tang Zilan smiled and said to her brother, it seems that you are arrogant and valuable. Tang Xinian raised his eyebrows, sister, do you also know how to appreciate arrogant art? Underscore 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 un. Chapter 15 A Fantasy Alliance Across the World. After the series became a hit, elements of the fantasy world continued to seep into reality. In the play, long Aotian skills become an online interactive game, allowing viewers to experience fantasy adventures. Actors use ability training on the set, as if the plot and reality are intertwined. The fantasy scene sparked a boom in urban tourism, and the company's value soared. The siblings gradually became a symbol of a cross-world fantasy alliance, freedom and order, creativity and management, two forces that perfectly blended. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 16 The Ending. In the end, Tang Zilan and Tang Xinian stood on the top of the city's tallest tower, overlooking the entire world that blends fantasy and reality. The company is running steadily and creativity is expanding infinitely. Fantasy elements are intertwined with real life, with audiences, employees, and NPCs forming a complete and harmonious world. Tang Zilan looked at her brother and said softly, arrogance can also be valuable, you really impressed me when you are young. Tang Xinian smiled brightly, sister, with you, I know where the limit of arrogance is. In the night sky, fantasy light and shadow intertwine into a rainbow, reflecting the wonderful world created by siblings, the daily life of wearing books, and finally ending in bizarre and warm happiness. Underscore 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 un. Postscript. This is a book-wearing fantasy story between an arrogant brother and a capable sister, a bizarre world where fantasy and reality are intertwined, allowing two characters with very different personalities to find their balance with each other. Arrogance can be destruction or creation, calmness can be both a binding and a protection. In the end, the fantasy world taught them that family affection, courage, and creativity are the most precious light in daily wearing books.